Three ex-MPD officers facing trial early Monday morning. Let's get a quick look at those officers. That's Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith. Now, we do know that the other two, the total five, the other two, that was Desmond Mills and Emmett Martin, already pleaded guilty. Desmond Mills is recommended a prison sentence is 15 years. Emmett Martin is 40 years. So, bringing it back to the federal trial, let's start off with Otis. So what can we expect for week one?
Well, obviously, for a case like this, you're going to see a very protracted jury selection process, I believe, that could go several days. They try to be as efficient as possible, but in a case like this, you're going to have a lot of what they call voir dire, which is questioning the jury pool to try to find out about biases and all of that. And they're going to be able to get a jury, but there are going to be a lot of people who are going to say, I don't think I can serve because I've made up my mind. Now, here's the difference here. Unlike a trial in criminal court, the jury pool is much wider here. This is a federal trial. And so the jury pool is going to come from not just Shelby, but Fayette, Tipton, and Lauderdale counties, because they are part of the Western Division of the Western District of Tennessee. So you're going to have a broad group of people who are not just Memphians. And so I think they'll be able to get a jury. And Mark Norris, the judge, is a very fair-minded guy. Used to be in the state legislature. Republican majority leader there. I kind of wish he was back there, honestly, but that's another story. He is going to run this trial in a very efficient way. We'll get a jury, and then we're off and running.
Those counties you mentioned are the counties that the ex-cops attorneys felt would be biased when they asked for a venue change back in April. It was denied. But what do you all think about choosing the jury, and is it even possible to be unbiased at this point?
Well, I believe everybody probably saw what happened. But what the court really tries to do is ask you, can you know what happened, but separate that and look at the facts as it's presented in this case and make an independent decision based on what you've seen and heard from the witnesses. And that's a different call. That's a different charge than trying to, well, I saw it on TV. Well, everybody saw it on TV. But the information that we hear in court may be different from what you saw.
Yes.
And that is the charge the judge will make to him. And I agree with Otis. Judge Norris is a very fair-minded person. He was, I know he is a Republican, but I always saw him as a moderate who tried his best to bring truth and justice to a situation, to any kind of community problem. And I think this is what he'll do presiding over this court.
Yeah.
Pastor Norman, how long do you think it could take to get a jury and pick and have it all in place?
That is an uncertain question. I don't know. I want to go back to something you asked earlier, though. What do you think will happen on Monday morning? Lots of emotions. Remember, again, in our heart, all of us collectively goes out to the Nichols family again on this, because we're bringing back up an issue that they have been seeking resolution for some time now. And so we have to think about a few things. You're going to see the Crump machine turning and fully churning on day one. I mean, Ben Crump is probably going to have his people on the ground, and they're going to state very clearly what they're looking for in these cases. And the fact that two people have already pled out in this situation, they're going to lean to say there's obviously culpability and guilt on the side of law enforcement. And then we're going to have a city that we have to be very concerned about, because as this proceeds, we want to see justice come forth. We think our police chief has done an excellent job from day one in at least reporting or self-reporting what took place. And now we have to balance all of these things. And so our emotions and the separation of hearsay from the facts. There are a lot of things that were circulating about this case in the early days, who knew who and who was connected to who in what ways. But now the facts will come forth. And as those facts come forth, we will have to make decisions, or the jurors will have to make decisions. And this is going to be one for the records. I think it's going to be a one to watch.
Media is going to have a major role in this.
Yes.
too, because we will be shut out based on.
Yes, and that's an important factor into all of this. No cameras, no cell phones in the federal trial at all. What do you all think about the onus on the journalists or the coverage on this?
Go ahead,
Ron, yeah.
Well, I really do regret that it's not going to be visible to the public, because I think when people see the court in action, they get a sense of pride of the justice system that we have in America,
so,
number
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then number two, there is no questioning about what happened.
Right.
Or somebody else's interpretation of what happened.
Right.
So I think that's why I value court TV all the time.
Yeah,
However, media is going to have to tell a story based on the evidence, and get us all tuned in to keep up.
I couldn't agree with this more. The federal system is behind on the issue of cameras in the courtroom. The public has gotten used to that based on a lot of other very sensational trials, but the federal system is just not quite there yet. Been wrestling with this for almost 40 years. It will be incumbent upon the journalists here to tell the story, be as detailed as possible here. I mean, in the old days, the newspapers would have Q&A in their stories. That needs to come back. We need to get Q&A in the stories, whether it's on television or in the newspapers. The public needs to get blow by blow on this thing.
So it allows.
Go on.
I'm sorry. It
quick
allows for spin doctors and gaslighting. That's what's going to happen when there are no cameras in the courtroom. People get to come out and say, "As I see it," or they get to come out and say their side of it. And if they repeat it enough, Facebook and other places, that becomes the truth. Unfortunately, when there's a different truth that exists inside the courtroom.
Okay, well, a big day for the American justice system on Monday then.